All right, welcome everybody to a new game. I don't know when this came out. I didn't pay attention to that. This is another Ratalaika games, which is a lot of the games I've been playing lately. They're pretty fun. It's like a point and click text adventure mystery, but yeah. And there's multiple endings depending on the conversations you have and the choices you make and all that stuff. So, new game. This game is better played in a dark room and with headphones on. Check. Of course, my room's not dark. The story began one regular morning like any other. You had taken a few vacation days from work to visit some friends in the countryside. Now, where exactly is the bus I need to catch? Ah, that's the bus I have to board. Apart from the driver, there appeared to be no one else inside. We're on the bus. Here's our bus driver. The driver greeted you with a warm welcome and a friendly smile. He looks... Look at him smile. Good morning, he says. Oh, we have to talk to him now. Okay. Excuse me, could you pay for the ticket now? Sure. You handed over the ticket fare to the driver. It was surprisingly cheap. Oh, good. Please head inside and take a seat. As you are the only passenger today, we can leave now, a little ahead of schedule. And if I can help you with anything else, just let me know. Is there anything else I can help you with? Why aren't there no more passengers? Well, this route wasn't exactly known for its popularity to begin with. And I suppose people now have other reasons to avoid visiting that place. But I've already said too much, and it's getting late. Please take a seat in the back so we can depart. Wait. What else could I say? How long will the trip take? Oh, not too much. We'll get there in a few hours. Just take a seat and relax. I'll give you a heads up when we arrive. Okay. It felt a bit weird to have the entire bus all to yourself, but you made yourself comfortable nonetheless. As soon as you stepped inside, the bus began to move. So, I was wondering, what brings you to travel to that place? Well, a few weeks ago, it was your cousin's wedding. Your entire family was there celebrating the occasion. Among your loved ones, there were old family friends like Carlos, who you barely remembered from your childhood. At one point during the party, you noticed Carlos approaching you. Oh my. The wedding was going great. The couple were smiling and everybody was having a great time. I'm so glad to see you. The last time you were just a little kid. How are you doing these days? Not bad. Glad to hear, even though you look tired. Are you sleeping well lately? In the city there's so much noise. Nothing in common with in our village. Haha. You know what? You should come to visit us someday. Maybe we could even use your help with something. Help you with what? You see, there's been... Dear, I was looking for you. Do you know my wife, Emilia? Right? Come on, they're going to give a speech. Well, it was a pleasure to see you. Remember what I told you. Visiting the countryside sounds nice. Well, I'm not sure if you've chosen the best moment to come here, considering everything that is going on. Anyway, here we are. The place looked deserted, and the fog was so thick that nothing could be seen. Where the hell am I? Yeah, this is your destination. We have arrived. What else do you need? Please be quick. I'm in a hurry. You mentioned something going on? Listen, I think it's better if someone from around here tells you more. All I want is to drive to my next stop. What else do you need? Please be quick. I'm in a hurry. I'll just say, nothing, thank you. Good. Now please step out of the bus. I want to drive away from here as soon as I can. Fine, dude. Somewhere. The bus swiftly departed after you stepped out, as if the driver had an urge to flee. To make the matters worse, the wind was freezing. And then, from within the veil of fog, a figure appeared, making its way towards you. You've made it right on schedule. Let's get moving. Everybody's eager to meet you. What do you mean, everybody? Well, the locals from the village, naturally. Since we rarely have outsiders visiting, they were keen on meeting you. And they heard you were going to help us out, so they wanted to say thanks in person. Help you with what exactly? Oh, with the dying cattle, of course. Did I not mention that at the wedding? I don't think so. Oh, well, my apologies. Don't worry, we won't burden you too much with this. But we would be really thankful if you could lend a hand with that while you're here. One never knows, you might catch something us old-timers didn't. We should start moving before we freeze out here. It's a bit of a walk. You followed Carlos closely through the thick fog. It felt like a miracle you didn't got lost. Gosh, you guys need a spell check. You didn't get lost along the way. And eventually you arrived at the village. There were only a few old houses, most of which were in pretty rough condition. This was the home of Carlos and Emilia. The last time you were here, you were just a little kid, and everything seemed larger and more dazzling. You could glimpse lights and shadows through the windows. There were quite a few people inside, yet no sounds of laughter. There was a door that led to a small shed. Something smelled really bad inside, but you couldn't see what it was since the door was locked. A few days ago, I found another of my cows dead, so I locked it in there. You can check it out later if you want. Let's first say hello to everybody in the house, all right? Carlos's house interior. The moment you stepped inside, a sudden wave of relief washed over you, as if the walls of the house offered protection from an indescribable malevolence. Inside the house, several people were present, and the atmosphere was filled with tension. Everyone appeared deeply concerned. Hello, everyone. This is my guest from the city that I mentioned to you before. God willing, this young one will help us in understanding what's going on. I already made it clear to you what's happening, but you stubborn doubters keep refusing to hear me out. Now, let's all calm down, folks. Our guest hasn't heard about the situation. I apologize for our neighbor's behavior. We are all anxious, so please bear with us. What's going on? You see, we've experienced a string of cattle deaths recently, a few each night. Initially, we assumed it might be the actions of wild animals, but... Go straight to the point, woman. The damn cows didn't have a drop of blood on their bodies. There's no way wolves could do that. Lucas is right. These are not ordinary attacks. Until now, the incidents have solely focused on cattle, but we have never witnessed anything like this before, so they could escalate. For your own safety, it's better if you avoid wandering too far on your own. Got a trophy. Hello, neighbors. Okay, first let's look at this. The inside of the house had witnessed better days, though it was in a better condition than the exterior. Alright, I guess we'll talk to the old fart. Finally, someone with a brain. By the way, my name is Lucas, and I'm not a hillbilly like these folks. Bet you sound like one. Back on the day, I was a train driver on the city, but I moved to this village when my wife passed away. Hopefully, we'll be able to convince these closed-minded old crocs about what's really going on here. Do you have anything else you'd like to talk about? It's not as if I had any other pressing matters than to respond to your questions. Have you seen anything strange? You bet, I've seen it. Have you even laid eyes on any of those animal bodies? It's unnatural. I'd rather not go into detail about it. Let's change the subject. Do you have anything else you'd like to talk about? It's not as if I had any other pressing matters than to respond to your questions. What's really going on? I don't think anyone has the full picture, but I do know that we're dealing with something. I often take walks late at night, and since the attack started, I've been noticing these odd, unsettling lights in the sky. Right after sunset and just before daybreak. Oh, like aliens? Oh, come on. Not your ghost stories again, Lucas. This is not the time for scare stories. It's a serious thing we're dealing with here. See? No one believes me. If you doubt my words, go ask Francisco Clement. He's seen them too. Do you have anything else you'd like to talk about? It's not as if I had any other pressing matters than to respond to your questions. I'll ask him this. Why are you so pissed off? Everybody in this damn village thinks I'm nuts. He should be here, corroborating my story. What kind of friend leaves his mate alone? Do you know anything else you'd like to talk about? It's not as if I had any other pressing matters than to respond to your questions. I'll come back later. I'll be right here. Let's talk to this old fart. Nice to meet you. My name's Aurelia. I'm the eldest person in the village. I can tell. Previously, that title belonged to my husband, but I became a widow 5 years ago. If I can help you somehow, just let me know. Has this happened before? I've never witnessed anything like this in my entire life, not once. We've had wolf packs targeting our cattle, and we've endured plagues, but this is nothing like those. There's something evil about the corpses of those dead cows. If I can help you somehow, just let me know. Are you scared about this? At my age, there's not much you can truly frighten me, but I'm concerned for the well-being of my neighbors. You see, first the cattle and then us. Be cautious out there. There's something evil haunting our village. What are your theories? All I can say is that it's not the work of wild animals. I'm certain of that. The way the cows were killed, there's nothing in nature that does that. It was sick, malevolent. If I can help you somehow, just let me know. Stop doing that on me, Spaz. Have you witnessed anything odd? No, I haven't, but I hardly venture outside these days, given my health isn't what it once was. Maybe you should ask the others. Be cautious out there. There's something evil haunting our village. That's enough for now. I'll be praying for your success. Listen, I know you were expecting more of a normal holidays to relax, but we really appreciate you trying to help us. Yes, you want to ask something else? Stop. How did all this begin? It all started around a month ago. At first, it was just isolated attacks at the Clements farm, which is on the outskirts of the village. Each morning, they discovered that some of their cattle had been killed during the night. Soon after, we all begun experiencing similar situations with our own cows. Just give me a heads up if there's anything you need help with. What's the matter with the carcasses? I've never seen anything similar. I wouldn't even know how to put it into words. You should check by yourself. The remains of one of the cows is in my shed outside of the house. It's locked because I don't want animals coming in. Take this key. Cool. Yes? You want to ask something else? Are all villagers present here? Almost everyone, yes. The Clements are the only ones missing. I phoned them earlier, but they told me they couldn't make it. The attacks began at their farm, so they might have information that we don't. Perhaps you should go check up on them. Don't forget to be back before sunset. Any assistance you can offer us will be greatly appreciated. Have you informed the police? Yes, of course. However, the nearest police station is a couple of kilometers away, and they didn't come across as very willing to help. I'm afraid they won't step in us until someone gets injured or worse. Any assistance you can offer us will be greatly appreciated. I'd better go. Okay, you might want to pay a visit to the Clements. Their farm isn't too far from here. After all, these damn incidents started there. Okay, off we go. So I guess this way. Clements farmhouse. You recalled the path to the Clements house from your childhood memories. They owned a massive farmhouse, the largest one in the village. The Clements owned the village's largest farm, and they were a bit younger than the other locals. You remembered them as being friendly and kind to you during your childhood. There are 2 cars parked there, so I'd say both of them are inside the house. I'll see if they can give me further details about what's going on in the village. Darling, is it you? Oh! Who are you, and what's your business here? This is private property. I'm a guest of Carlos. I'm glad to meet you. Oh, yes, he mentioned a few days ago that you were going to be here during your vacation. I apologize, but both my husband and I are quite occupied at the moment. It's better if we talk at another time. Can I see any of the dead cow remains? I'm sorry, could you leave, please? I'm expecting a very important call. Thanks. Okay, bitch. That was strange. She seemed quite fixated on getting me to leave. I wonder if she's concealing something. Okay. The walk took some time, and by the time you arrived back to the house, the sun was descending on the horizon. There was a small shed here. Something smelled horribly bad inside, but you couldn't see what was since the door was locked. Should I use the key? Yes. Ew. The shed was so dark that it was difficult to see anything. Nevertheless, the most unsettling thing was the repugnant smell of a decaying flesh. Hey, Alex, emanating from somewhere within. Gross. In no time, you pinpointed the source of the putrid odor lying on the ground. Alright. The cow's headless corpse rested on the ground, with countless flies gathering around it. The smell was unbearable. Oh God. There was a large cut on the body near the stomach, but there was no blood around it. Nor was there any blood inside the animal, for that matter. From the looks of it, the corpse had been there for days, and it was in an advanced stage of decomposition. The head had been removed from the body. The cut was clean. It seemed performed with, that's supposed to be surgical precision, but it says Quergadol. I can't even pronounce it because it's wrong. The eyes were missing, and there were other parts of the face, such as the lips, that had been removed rather than rotten. There's no blood at all. Yeah, we can leave. That's gross. And we'll go in the farmhouse. Ah, you're back. We were starting to get worried. Everyone's already left. They wanted me to send their regards to you. Now, tell me, were you able to chat with the Clements? Come on, you can talk while you enjoy the food. Dinner's on the table. Amelia, was an exceptional cook. You enjoyed a delicious meal. The ambiance was steeped in coziness, with the aroma of their culinary efforts enveloping the air. For a brief moment, the troubling situation in the village and the worries of the neighbors faded from your mind. Now we'll talk to him. So, returning to where we left off in our conversation, were you able to talk to the Clements? I spoke briefly with Sarah, but she was rude. Really? Why? Dunno, said she was busy. She really wanted me to leave. That's strange. Sarah's usually very heartwarming and an open person. I wonder what's going on with her. Anyway, it's too late to worry about those feelings. Those things. Let me know when you want to go to sleep, and I'll prepare your room. I suppose now? Amelia seemed lost in her thoughts, mumbling. What will happen to us if we don't stop these killings? Oh, I guess you must be tired. Are you going to sleep? Yes, wake me up tomorrow. See you on the early morning then. Sweet dreams. You headed to your room and managed to sleep for a few hours. Then later that night... What is that? In the darkness, you reached for the light switch with your fingers. The noise is coming from outside this room. I'm so worried. Will I ever get to see him again? Oh, my apologies for disturbing your sleep. What's going on here? Apparently, Sarah's husband, Francisco, has gone missing. Why is this happening to us? Oh, God. I've been attempting to understand what she's saying, but I can't make sense of it. Maybe you should have a talk with her. You might uncover something that I might have overlooked. I'd rather not. Of course, I understand. This has nothing to do with you, and it's been an intense day. Right? You must be tired after a day like this. Before you go to bed, would you mind bringing her a glass of water, please? Thanks. Hey, I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but perhaps it would be safer for you to return to the city tomorrow. Why? Well, Sarah just told us about something, and, if what she's saying is true, then this is way more dangerous than we thought. I wouldn't forgive me if something bad were to occur to you. I don't understand. Perhaps it would be best if you listened to it firsthand. Sarah, could you explain again what you just told me? They told me if I didn't say anything to anyone, he'd be back after a few days. But it's been a week and I don't know anything about him. Start from the beginning. It was a cold night like this one. 1 week before. It was late at night. I wanted to go to bed already, but my husband couldn't sleep. Another dead cow today, and I know there will be another tomorrow. That is a lot of money. Was he worried about something? He kept mumbling something. Our cattle keeps on dying every night, but whatever those lights are, I don't know how much more we can take. At this pace, we will go bankrupt soon. Was he behaving strange? Well, he was looking at the window every few minutes. Nothing out there. Yet they never appear this early, only after midnight. At least I know I'm not crazy. Last night Lucas saw him too. What happened next? It's those damn lights again. But there's something wrong. Never seen them so close to the village or flying so low. That came from the barn. Darling, bring me my weapon. I'll take a look. I told him not to go. I was so afraid. Did you saw something outside? You mean, did you see something outside? I didn't even dare to look through the window. I was terrified. But I heard something. I'm sure it was my husband's gun. Did you call for help? I tried. But the phone wasn't working, and I was too afraid to go outside. What happened next? I kept on waiting for my husband to return for several hours. It felt like an eternity. Finally, when the sun started to rise, I decided to go to the police. I was about to get out, and that's when they came. Who? For some reason, I thought they were from the government. They gave me the chills when they spoke. Their voices, We've come talk about your husband. Last night, your husband suffered an accident. His condition is stable, but he must remain secluded for the time being. It is of the utmost importance that you don't talk with anyone about what happened last night, or we won't be able to guarantee his safety. We will contact you with further instructions soon. Your husband will be back safe in a few days, provided that you don't talk. And then they left in a black car with no plate. I got flashback trophy. And that's what happened. Since then, I've been waiting for those men to contact me somehow. I just don't know what to do anymore. We should call the police. No, otherwise I'm afraid they will hurt my Francisco for real. We should search for those men. Yeah, but how? Any tracks their car might have left would be gone by now. Hospitals? He had suffered an accident? There's a few, but do you think they'd keep him against his will on such a public place? I knew this was a bad idea. I should have kept everything to myself. Now I've endangered my dear Francisco. They could be watching me or even visiting the farm right now. I need to go back now. Well, wait, Sarah. I'll accompany her home and try to calm her down. Well, she really left in a hurry. Oh? That's her phone. She must have forgotten about it. Well, maybe you should answer. Miss Clement, we will go to your home tomorrow morning to speak with you again. Like we tell you, we hope you're alone. And don't speak about this with anyone for the sake of your husband. Who are you? Shit. It was them, right? Those men? Did they said anything? Did they say anything about Francisco? They said they will visit Sarah tomorrow. I see. You should go to Sarah's place and let them know immediately. Got it. You ran to the farmhouse as fast as you could. And once you got there, you explained to Carlos and Sarah what the voice told you. Oh, God. When will this nightmare end? I know it's hard, but we need to keep calm and focus on what they said. They said they were going to come here tomorrow. It might be our only chance to stop them and learn where are they keeping Francisco. But maybe it's better if you choose the course of action. You're younger and smarter than me, after all. Yeah, we should follow them when they leave. I see. We could wait them on the car. God, grammar's horrible. And discover where they're hiding when they go back to their hideout. It's a clever plan, but it will put Sarah at risk, since she will be completely alone to meet them. Are you sure about this? It's risky, but it's the best plan. I agree. Let's get some sleep. We are taking the car on the early morning. You left the house and went to your room to sleep. All you could dream of was nightmares of eyes in the shapes of light, watching you from the night sky. $6, huh? Oh, Alex left. You got in the car with Carlos and moved to a position where you can see the road coming out of the village. Keep watching. They may be here at any moment. Hey, I saw a black car entering the village. It's heading towards the farm just now. When they leave, they will pass through where you are. But please be careful. I have a bad feeling about all this. Don't worry, we'll be safe. You waited for quite a while and kept on waiting. You're taking too much time. I don't like this one bit. Sarah might be in danger. Should we head on to the farm? Yeah, let's go. You rush into the house, running fast as you can. A man was grabbing Sarah, injecting her something with a syringe. Another turned toward you, pointing you with a gun. We find this very disappointing. It was clearly stated to Miss Clement that she was not to talk with anyone and be alone today. She has proven to us that she cannot be trusted. Don't move, it's too dangerous. We will be over soon. Let us go, please. You will be released soon. Our orders say nothing about you. You will be safe if you don't tell this to anyone. After his last phrase, Sarah fell unconscious. The other men carried her out. Then the other men also left very slowly, without stopping to aim at you. They're running away. Let's get our car. You both ran towards Carlos's car. Came across the strange vehicle at the edge of the village, heading away from it in an unknown direction. The black car didn't try to shake you off. The men inside obviously caught sight of you at some point, but they didn't appear to mind. Or maybe they wanted you to follow. You trailed them for about an hour. Look, they're going that way. They drove toward an aging industrial compound which was in a state of severe disrepair. You parked the car at a bit of a distance to prevent being seen. A large metal gate in the surrounding walls of a compound swung open as the black car approached it. and promptly closed once they entered the complex. An eerie atmosphere seemed to emanate from the factory. Judging by its appearance, one could easily assume that place was abandoned. However, despite the dilapidated state of the buildings, the perimeter wall of the compound stood firm. The only noticeable way in was a large metal gate currently closed. Getting in won't be easy. Okay. Yeah? I'm gonna take a closer look. Okay, sounds like a good idea. But what about me? What should I do? Yeah, go to the police. I understand. It might take a bit, but I'll drive to the closest police station and tell them to come here. In the meantime, see if you can find Sarah and Francisco, but don't take unnecessary risks. As soon as you stepped out of the car, Carlos drove away. You could only hope that they keep his promise and coming back will help. Only hope that he would keep his promise of coming back with help soon. Okay. So, how do you approach this place? Guess we can wait for part 2 to do that. How long have I been playing? No, I can keep going. Should I walk around the building and see if I can find a way to enter without being noticed? Maybe I should rethink this again. What's that say? An eerie atmosphere seemed to emanate from the factory. Oh. I already said that. I guess I could walk to the main gate. There might be a way to open it and enter, but it's likely that it'll be seen by everybody inside. No. Okay, we'll do this. At the back of the compound, you came across a section of the wall that had caved in. I think I could make my way up. You climbed through the collapsed wall and stepped in the compound without being noticed. I guess there isn't too many people inside since I haven't been spotted. These stairs appear to go up to the second floor of one of the main buildings. No one was visible, but you could make out faint voices in the distance. Get ready to move. The transport will be here soon. And the subjects. When the evacuation preparations are done, dispose of them. Second floor of the main building was ruined, but still it was better preserved than the area below. We were just about to go that way, but then you had a moment of hesitation. I heard voices coming from there, so perhaps it's best if I steer clear of that direction. Okay. There was some strange-looking medical equipment there. Some weird flesh-looking cables came out of a small device on the table and went into a sheet, covered a body on a hospital bed. Oh my. It sounds disgusting. You had never come across any medical devices like the ones in that room before. They featured components that seemed familiar, like buttons and screens, but there was a disturbing distortion about them. The buttons were more like small camera lenses, and the screens displayed only vague messages in weird color patterns. It was as if an attempt had been made to construct a machine by someone who hadn't truly witnessed one. What are these things? Some weird flesh-looking cables came out of a small device on the table and went into the hospital bed. They pulsated regularly, generating a disgusting noise. What should I do with them? Leave them alone for now. Better not touch them for now. Okay. There was a big metal door on one side of the room. I tried to open it, but the door didn't move an inch. Okay. Under the sheet was a middle-aged man, which you recognize as Francisco Clement based on your memories. He appeared to be alive, just in a deep sleep. You tried to wake him, but it didn't work. He remained unconscious. What's up with those weird cables plugged into his arm? They're moving. Let's wake him up. Unplug them. As you pulled them out, they started twitching. And on their ends, they revealed several small mouths filled with teeth, reminiscent of lampreys, which opened and closed frantically. Gross. And eventually, they ceased moving. You bandaged his arm that was still bleeding from the blood-sucking worms things that he had attached. A few seconds after, he slowly started to wake up. Where am I, and who are you? You were kidnapped. I'm a friend. I see. So it was them. What about my wife? Where is she? They got her too. We need to save her. What was that? It comes from those doors at the end of the room. There was someone or something pounding on the door from the other side. Give me a hand to smash it open. Darling, don't worry, I'll move those ropes. I thought they were going to kill me. Now I'm here and nobody will hurt you. Sarah, how did you got there? I remember they injected me with something back on the farm. And then I just woke up tied to the chair. Any clue who are those people? I don't know anything about any strange man. What I can tell you is, I'd seen some strange lights in the sky that I thought were related to the dead cattle. I went to the government, to the police, to everyone. But the police told me to stay the hell away from those weird lights and ignoring the whole thing. But I was losing too much cattle. I couldn't just hide at home and hope for it to stop all by itself, you know. Dear, don't be so hard on yourself. We're not safe yet. You're right. We need to get out of here. You will stop now. Run. Hold on a minute. Keep running. The three of you ran for an eternity until your legs hurt and you were completely out of breath. I think they're not following us. That's when you saw the police cars driving fast towards the ruined factory. Cars pulled over. Turns out Carlos had told them where to find you, and they were on their way to help you. One of the cars transported Sarah and Francisco to the hospital for a comprehensive medical exam. However, you were determined to return to the factory and assist the police in raiding the location. You needed to witness what was happening there to confirm that you weren't losing your mind. A few minutes after the cops rushed into the building, they allowed you to go in. It's all empty. My men searched the entire place. No trace of any cars or men or any of the equipment that you described. These people you talked about, or whatever you said they were, left without leaving any trace. One would think that you made up all this thing. I swear I saw all that. Oh, I do believe you. There was some kind of operation going on here. This entire compound was rented some months ago to a small construction company. But I had the boys at the station check out the name of the company, and turns out that it doesn't actually exist. So who were they? That, well, who knows? For years, there's been all kinds of rumors among rural policemen about incidents like this all around the country. Usually they only last for a few weeks. Then you hear that it's going on again somewhere else. If someone starts looking at it too much, he gets a warning from above. Someone important don't want this to get any attention. So what we do is we try to forget quickly about it. I suggest you do the same. Those men had been incredibly meticulous in erasing their tracks. Even the imprints of car wheels had been removed. How could they have pulled this off so quickly? There's no way I imagined all of this, right? You left that damn place knowing that there was nothing else you could do there. Cops drove you back to your family house, where the entire town was waiting for you. Both Francisco and Sarah were fine, the doctor said. You stayed there for another full week, savoring the warmth of everyone's hospitality. But unfortunately, the time had come to head back to the city. The driver nodded at you when you came in, but he didn't say a word. Maybe he just didn't want to listen to your story. Who were those strange men, and what were their reason for orchestrating all of this? You wondered if you would ever get to understand their mysterious goals. But soon your mood improved as the bus drove you away from the village and into the safety of the city. The nightmare was all behind. At least, that's what you thought. Uh-oh. You walked home looking forward to relax before going back to your regular life. When you arrived, you found a nasty surprise. What the door's already open. The door to your house was slightly open, and the light was on. There was no sound coming from within. I'm calling the police. There was no answer from the inside. You carefully walked in, not knowing what you'd find inside. What the hell? Your place was a complete disaster. Your belongings were chaotically scattered across the flat. Someone must have broken in while you were away. You checked repeatedly, ensuring that you were completely alone. Someone had invaded your house and meticulously combed through every corner of it. The contents of your drawers and closets had been emptied out. You had heard stories of burglars waiting for people to go away on trips just to ransack their homes. You wondered if you were now the most recent victim on their list. But hold on, the TV's still here, and my computer as well, and all my money. So, what were they searching for? You shuddered at the notion that perhaps what they were seeking was none other than you. Okay, calm down. What should I do first? Call the police. This is the police. Please state your emergency. I understand. Are the burglars still there? No, they're not here. Understood. I'm notifying all our available units so a patrol goes there as soon as possible. Please don't hang out. Turns out all our units are currently busy. The patrol should get there in 6 or 7 hours. That's way too long. Fortunately, we can't send any units sooner. Just remain calm. Help's on the way. Wow. Okay, what now? Check with neighbors. There's no way all this happened without anyone noticing. Maybe the guy that lives next door saw something that could be useful to learn who broke into my house. I left her place and went to the next door. Hello. Oh, it's you. I was actually looking to talk. Would you mind making less noise tonight? Yesterday my wife and I could barely get any sleep. Why would anyone move furniture around that late at night? Actually, I just arrived from a trip. Oh, so it was burglars? Damn, I should have asked my landlord for better door locks. But I'm not surprised. I've heard that there have been many burglaries in the neighborhood lately. I'm glad the mayor has decided to make it his top priority, though, haven't you heard? In fact, yesterday, there were some men from the government asking around to catch them. Tell me more about those men. They're not much to say, just some men well-suited. My wife and I thought they were a bit disturbing, so we rushed to answer all their questions as quick as we could. Maybe it was because the one that talked had an unsettling buzzing voice. I guess we have had a tracheotomy or something. What questions did they ask you? Well, they wanted to know more about the people living here. I think they spoke with all the neighbors. They told me that they would come back soon to talk with you. Anyway, it's been a nice chat, but I've got to go now. Please remember not to do noise at night. Okay, see you. Your phone started ringing. I hope it's the police telling me that they're on the way. The person calling was Robert Strauss, an ex-colleague from work that you hadn't heard from in many years. He was a nice guy. You've even hanged out at his place once to celebrate his birthday with other coworkers. But eventually he went to work somewhere else and you lost all contact. Please. Hello, is everything alright? Help me. They came here. They're looking for you. Who are you talking about? I don't know. Those strange men with weird voices. They kept asking me things about you. They injected me with something. I don't feel good. I don't think I can go to the hospital on my own. You need to come to my place. I need help, please. I'll get you an ambulance. Help me, I know what they... And then suddenly the screen went dark. You tried to turn the phone on again, but it was no use. This damn thing ran out of battery. He stood paralyzed for a minute, considering what to do next. Let's go... Rush to Robert's house. Ran as fast as you could to Rob's house. Hurried through the city, pushing yourself to your limits, recalling the way to Rob's house from your memory. It took you nearly an hour to arrive. Once you got there, you entered the elevator, hoping that Robert was safe. Come on, come on. That was Robert's door. That was the door to Roberto's flat. He made an effort to hear if there was any noise coming from inside, but all you perceived was a creepy stillness. I wonder if he's okay. The door of Rob's apartment was locked. Knock. There was no response. Damn, what should I do now? It seems that the hinges of the door are in very bad shape. I could be able to break them if I kick strong enough. Sure, why not? The flat was deadly silent and all the lights were out. It took a minute for your eyes to get used to the darkness. Rob was lying on the ground and he didn't react to your presence. Apparently he was unconscious. Oh no. As you scrutinized him closely, your troubling suspicions were confirmed. He's not breathing. I need to do something to help him. You got closer to make him a mouth-to-mouth resuscitation in the hopes that he would start breathing again. But as soon as you exhaled inside him, you felt something strange. Something did a sudden move inside his mouth. Oh, God. You instinctively moved away, and then a long red worm crawled from the inside and started twitching, agonizing. What the... You heard strong hits coming from the door. Someone was trying to break in. Freeze, right there. This is the police. My friend needs help. Shit, move away from him now. Central, this is Officer Garcia. We have a 1052. I repeat, a 1052. We have an unconscious person, possible overdose. Send an ambulance ASAP. There's also a suspect in the place, non-violent, maybe a burglar. Over. Understood. An ambulance is on the way. ETA 5 minutes. It seems you and I are going to have to wait for a while. I strongly suggest you keep quiet. I'm no burglar. I'm his friend. We'll sort this later. Now listen up. Before you complain that I didn't read your rights, you've right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You've the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, the state will provide one. Oh, and in case you haven't noticed, you're under arrest. You waited silently with the police until the paramedics arrived. The last thing you saw was them quickly applying the defibrillator on him. But not what happened next as the cops dragged you out into one of their cars. They brought you through the streets that you barely recognized into a nearby police station. Then they placed you in a locked interrogation room. You remained there waiting for what felt like hours until at last... Well. I hope you've had some time to think on what you're going to tell me. Are you in trouble? You are in big trouble, you know, being a murder suspect and all. So if I was you, I would start explaining what you were doing in that house. Will my friend be alright? I'm the one doing the questions here. Let's get rid of the basics, okay? What's your relationship with the person that was in the house with you? He was a friend, but not a close one. Oh, really? And does that friendship of yours involve breaking in violently? The neighbor said that you tried to enter, and when he didn't open, you kicked down the door. Which brings me to my next question. Why were you there? He told me he was being attacked. Oh, yeah? I'm not sure if you're trying to fool me or you just enjoy wasting my time. But there were no signs of a fight in that house. What's even more, the door was locked from the inside. That's why you had to break in by force, remember? Telling me that some people attacked that guy, then somehow locked the door, then left by some magic means? Don't make me laugh. Let's assume that you're saying is true. Why would he call you among all people? It's quite obvious you're not close. I think it's because someone's targeting me. Finally, we get to a point where you tell me that earlier today you called the cops because someone broke into your place. What, you thought we didn't know? Better tell me what's really going on. Because the way this looks right now, you're going to end up behind bars for a long time. I'll explain everything. You explained everything that had happened to you since you visited the village. How the inhabitants were scared because the cattle were disappearing, and how eventually people went missing as well. You were half through the story when she rolled her eyes. That's enough. I can't stand the garbage anymore. I have another theory. One that I think fits much more the evidence we've gathered so far. Here it is. You knew this guy. Knew him pretty well, in fact. The neighbors told us that he took drugs regularly, and my guess is that you were an addict too. Today you found that someone had broken into your place, someone that you owe a big sum of money to. Perhaps that was the reason why you left the city. Were you hiding from someone? So you decided to rob your friend. All was going according to plan until you got inside. You were not expecting him to be there, so you knocked him unconscious. Only that you had hurt him way worse than you thought. And you were about to run away when I came in. Am I getting close? No, doesn't matter. I've all the time in the world. You're not going anywhere anytime soon. We can wait for your attorney all night long. What? Wait here. She walked out of the room to talk to someone. You can hear them mumbling but could not decipher any of the words. Some time passed, maybe half an hour or more, until... It seems you won't have to wait for your lawyer anymore. You're free to go. I told you we're letting you go free and you don't even ask the reason? You hate the police or something? The person we found with you is dead and the forensic report just came in. A heart attack. It was a natural cause of death and there was no sign of violence. Seems they had been dead already for hours at the time where the neighbors say that they heard you. Before you leave, don't think this is over. Until we sort all the details on the investigation, you should remain in the city. Understood? Now get out of here. It was early in the morning. The sun was rising when you got out of the police station. You walked back home feeling tired and exhausted. Went directly to your room as soon as you arrived, trying to get at least a few hours of sleep. But you could barely close your eyes. Your phone woke you up. You didn't recognize the person in the screen. Listen to me, pal. Do not hang the phone. You are in real danger. Those that you met at the village will be here soon. How does he know about? That doesn't matter. They're already coming up the stairs. You do not have much time. The ground shook. For a second you thought it was a bit an earthquake. But it had been someone hitting your door over and over with insane strength. What the? You instinctively knew that the door wouldn't stand much more. I can get you out of here alive, but you need to exactly as I say. Grab the remote control of the TV, then hide inside the nearest closet. Do as I say now. Without taking it twice, you quickly reached out sofa and grabbed the remote. And you hoped that it was just to waste precious time. And then we get in the closet, ran as fast as you could towards a nearby closet and hid inside. You barely made it in time. Must be here somewhere. They're the same men from the village. Now it's the time. You pressed a random button in the remote. As you did so, a TV went on in another room. They're distracted now. It's my chance. You rushed to the door at full speed. You only stopped when your legs started to hurt and you were completely out of breath. That's when you realized that during the escape you had lost your phone. At least I've saved my skin, more valuable than a phone. What I don't understand is who that mysterious caller was, why he was helping me. He did seem to know exactly everything that was going to happen. The streets were quiet, just like any ordinary morning. No sign of them around. They didn't pursue me. You had spent enough time to catch your breath. Now you knew where you wanted to go next. Directly confronting them was the only way to make them leave you alone. Surely those strange men wouldn't dare to kidnap you like they had done with Sarah. This is no small village in the middle of nowhere. They can't pull that off in a city with the middle of the day. Or at least that's what you wanted to think. But you hadn't made a single step when a taxi rushed to you, blocking your path. The driver seemed quite annoyed. He looked at you and moved his head, ordering you to get in the car. You seated in the back of the taxi. As soon as you were in, the car started moving. The driver kept checking on you from time to time through the mirror. And I am going to stop it here. It looks like there's no pause. You just gotta stop playing. So we'll pick this up tomorrow. So thanks for hanging out. My name's Sirius Graves. Please like, subscribe, comment. Tell your friends to do the same. And we'll do part 2 of... I can't think what this game is called. Yeah, whatever this new game is. It's pretty cool though. It's just I didn't know it was going to be a long one. I thought it would be a one-day playthrough. Anywho, have a good one. I'll see y'all tomorrow on part 2.